Hi guys, I'm back with another video. This is going to be a quick video about my property. Well, I'll try and make it as quick as I can, and I'm going to give you some tips about things that I encountered along the way of getting my property and moving out. So yeah, I started to do the first step that I needed to do. Was like, right, if I'm going to move out and I want to do this, then the first thing I need is to save. And I kind of felt bad because I felt like at my age I should have had some kind of savings or something to my name, but I hadn't saved. I didn't have any savings, so I had to literally start from scratch. So my first tip would be for you to save. Like, even if you don't want to move out, even if it's for something else, or it's like something for the future, or even if it's for something that you're not planning to do right now or get right now, just do it, because you'll thank yourself later. Trust me. Don't wait until the moment that you need something or the year before and then start saving, because you're going to find it a lot more difficult. Because I wanted to move out so much, I started saving in like big chunks. So I would literally take my salary, and like after paying everything that I needed to, that was a necessity, I would start putting like quite a lot into my savings. And that's the second thing I had to do, was to literally sacrifice and to cut down on things. I had to make sure that if I wanted to move out, that I was serious about it. So that means that shopping, eating out at restaurants, which I love to do sometimes for no reason, just spending unnecessary money on things that I don't actually really need. I had to cut down on that because I knew that that money could go towards my savings. After I had quite a bit and I knew that was the kind of amount roughly that I would need for a deposit and first month's rent, I started looking properly for properties. And I wanted to look for something modern. I didn't want anything that was going to be like old-fashioned or look a bit dated or whatever. I realized that for modern properties in Southeast London, which I was trying to like stay in, it just wasn't it because they were so expensive, and I just thought this is not going to work. So I considered like moving to Birmingham. I was like, yeah, might as well. But I started to branch out a bit more and look a bit further for different properties. And a lot of them that I found, that I came across, they had like no corridors. So it was like the houses, flats where you like go into the front door and then it opens into like the kitchen straight away, and like the living room's there. And I didn't really like that. I wanted somewhere that had a hallway, like a passageway basically. When I found this place, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go and see it. So it didn't have a picture of the passageway, the hallway that it has, so I didn't expect it. But when I opened the door and I saw that it had a passageway, I was just like, thank you, Jesus, thank you. So I just hoped that the rest of the house was to my liking, and it ended up being exactly what I wanted. Everything was just perfect. So I didn't even waste a lot of time. Like, I came back, I think 2 days later, to see it again, and yeah, I didn't have any complaints about it. In about 4 weeks maximum, I was literally 100% moved in. I love having my own space and have my own freedom. It's just so nice to have somewhere that I can actually make into my own home basically. It was one of my goals for 2019, so I was so happy that I was able to do it way before the end of the year, which was like September, because I was thinking by December like I would move, but by September I had moved in, so I was really happy about that. Another tip I would actually like to give you though is make sure you're checking your credit score. And I know with a lot of people, they're thinking like, I don't even know my credit score, I don't think it's an issue because I haven't bought anything, I'm not in debt with anything, I'm not like owing anyone money. And that's exactly what I thought. I thought my credit score should be fine anyway, so if you need to do any background checks, you could check because I'm good. Wrong. My credit score was like average, but it wasn't the best, and I realized that that's because I didn't actually like buy anything or have anything in my name. So it was kind of like the landlord would obviously look at it and be like, it's a bit unreliable because you've never shown that you've obviously like paid for things before and on time or anything like that. So I had to start taking care of it and trying to get it increased. Little things that you don't even think of, like paying your phone bill late, that affects your credit score. Anything that you have in debt, overdraft on your account when it goes into minus, that's not arranged, that affects your credit score as well. If you're unsure or you want more information, ask an adult. If you have a parent, an auntie, cousin, like someone older than you that may know about credit scores if you're a bit young and you've never checked it before, or even Google it and just do some research about it, because it can really help. Another thing I would say is to make sure when you move somewhere and you're renting, when you pay your deposit to the landlord, don't also think that the landlord can have that money now, that deposit, and he gets to do whatever he wants with it. Wrong. That deposit is basically yours and it's a holding fee. So if you was to, in 2, 3 years time, 4 years time, however long, move somewhere, and then after those years you move out, your deposit needs to be returned to you. It's not like, oh, it's just when I move into somewhere the deposit gets like taken, whatever, and that's it. No, when you move out, that deposit needs to come back to you. So make sure that you know that from now. If you didn't, you know it. So yeah, that money is yours still. The last thing I would say is to watch out for admin fees and agency fees. A lot of places online that you look for houses will try and charge you like admin fees, registration fees, background check fees, all of these things. The law actually states and changed last year to say that all of these fees are not going to be applicable anymore. You're not actually meant to pay them. It should only really be the deposit and the first month's rent. So if you're seeing all these other fees and they're trying to like charge you things, you can actually query that with them, because they're not meant to be charging you all of that stuff. Look for websites as well that are good to use. The one that I personally used and I found this place was called OpenRent, and OpenRent is somewhere for landlords to directly advertise the properties on there, so you're dealing directly with the landlord, not with the agency. And in that way as well, you cut out any agency fee, so you don't have to pay them anything. Not even one house that I've seen on there they ever charged you anything more than the first month's rent and the deposit. So yeah, well, thanks guys so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a few things about properties and like moving out and stuff, and hopefully it has helped you in some way. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be back real soon with another video. See you.